Hey guys, this is Jim with Get Good Fast, and hold on a second. Hey! Hey! Get off my lawn! Okay. So today we're going to talk about Dark Souls 3. That can be a bit of a problem because of the amount of fanatic fans that are out for this game. I mean, this game has an insane fan base. There are people that are still playing Dark Souls 1 and 2 out there to this day. So, when you tackle a subject like this, where I try to be mostly negative to get reviews and get views, it can cause a bit of a problem. But think about what I just said here. There are people still playing Dark Souls 1 and 2 to this day. This game is an amazing retention rate, and it is a fun game. I hate to say it, but it is a fun game. I have put an enormous amount of hours and time into this game. But when you break it down into its core parts, it does have some serious problems. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tackle this like an adult. Or try to, at least. Alright, so first off, story time. What is Dark Souls 3? Dark Souls 3 takes place in that stereotypical Dark Souls world. Everything's dark and everything's kind of morbid and there's just really no hope involved. You can take your character and play him a number of different ways. You can be a sorcerer, you can be a cleric, you can be a warrior, you can be a dex character. There's a lot of different kind of characters that you can play and a lot of different weapons to use. And you can also change your character out midway in the game as well. So if you're not enjoying a certain aspect, you can simply take these levels that you've earned and put them in different type attributes, allowing you to change the game. So yes, the game is dark. Yes, the game is kind of dreary and how there's really little or no hope involved, but that's just the Dark Souls experience. The world is dark and it's depressing, and you're there to at least allow it to continue a little bit longer. Now, when I talk about pick up and go, I'm talking about how hard is it to jump into this game, get started, get going, and actually start enjoying yourself. And really, the big problem with Dark Souls is the amount of hype that comes around this game, this whole game series. People are afraid to try this game because it has the stigma of being an extremely difficult game to play. It's a true gamer game, and casual gamers, people that don't have time or money to play games as often or as long as they want, are kind of hesitant to jump into this because it might not be a fun thing for them to try. And the truth is that's just bullshit, right? As soon as you get past the fact that you're going to die, you are going to die a lot. You're going to lose your souls. You're going to have to go and get the souls back. You're going to die all the time and often. The game becomes a cakewalk. You stop getting stressed out about it. It doesn't become that big of a problem because it doesn't matter. You die, you can always just get your souls back. And if you lose those souls, you can just grind for more. So there is a bit of a hiccup and pick up and go, but once you start getting used to the Dark Souls mechanics, it's fun as hell to play. Now, with Put Down Quickly, it's just the opposite. How easy is it for me to disengage from this game and then maybe come back to it at a later time? And honestly, you can save pretty much anywhere. As long as you're not in a boss fight, you can save your game, shut it down, and you're fine. Now, picking it up again can be a bit of a problem because there's not a lot of direction on where to go. And really, you kind of just feel yourself around. And I've often had to go onto websites to find out where the hell do I go to next on my first playthrough for that game. Because it is difficult to figure out what place is next. So if you come back to this a week or a month later, you might not know where you want to go. But there's a neat travel system where you can travel back and forth to bonfires in order to kind of find your way. So yes, it's easy to put down, and yeah, it can be a little difficult to find your place and find out where to go next on your first playthrough. After that, it's easy as hell. Now, in repetition and grinding, I think Dark Souls gets dinged on this, right? There's a lot of repetition and grinding in this game. If you want to become stronger, you need to acquire souls to buy levels. And every soul level you buy, the price gets higher for the next one. You use these soul levels to put into your attributes. So if you want to have a really strong character, you have to start putting certain soul level points into certain attributes. And in order to get that, you need to get souls. Now, there are items and there's things you can do in order to increase the amount of souls you get, but it doesn't change the fact that you need to grind to get those soul levels. Repetition, the same thing. You can play this game over and over and over again. You can level up and go through new game plus, and so on, but it's the same game every time with the same enemies. The only difference is that it gets a little harder every playthrough. So there is grinding and there is repetition, but it's still fun to play. And there are places and things that you can do in order to get those soul levels quickly. And then next we come to replayability. And the truth is Dark Souls 3 has a lot of replayability. I mean, it is a fun game to play. You can create multiple different kind of characters. You can change the characters you have to fit different playstyles. You can have clerics and mages and warriors, strength-based warriors, dex-based warriors. You can have mix mashes of both. And if you don't like the way your character is working out, you could go and change that character by putting his soul levels back into different attribute points. There's different kinds of weapons you can use, and you can level those weapons up as well. Do you want to use dex weapons or strength weapons or a mix of both? And some of those weapons even have magical characteristics that do neat things. So this game has a ton of replayability, and even after you get past beating the game and doing New Game Plus, a New Game Plus Plus, a New Game Plus Plus Plus, which can be repetitive, you still also have, the meta where you could deal with invasions, where you can invade other people's games and beat the shit out of them and ruin their day. And on the other hand of that, you have duels where you can go to assigned spots and duel people repeatedly. So there's a good bit of multiplayer as well. So you can stop at soul level 80 or 100 or 120, whatever the current meta is, and fight other people constantly in order to have fun with this game. That's why I've gotten hours and hours and hours out of this game, is because of the multiplayer aspect. And if you're like, whoa, I don't like multiplayer, I just want to play the game and be done, you can play the game offline. You don't have to deal with another soul. You can also play the game and have help with people for beating bosses. So this game has a lot of replayability. Sadly, the New Game Pluses doesn't really help out with that because it's just the same damn game. So, at last we come to, is it fun? And since I haven't been pissing all over this game, you can kind of tell that I do think it is a blast to play. It's $30, $40 new used at the time of this video was made. Yes, pick it up. Yes, try it out. You will definitely get your money's worth. If you like multiplayer and you choose to invade and duel later on, you'll get double or triple the value out of the game. If you don't, well, it's still a fun game for 1 or 2 playthroughs. Anyway, guys, this is the point of the game where I give it some kind of weird rating in order to, kind of justify your else purchase. And yeah, I would definitely stick it in my pee hole. Alright guys, if you like these kinds of videos, go ahead and leave me a like and go ahead and leave me a subscribe. But more importantly, what I need from you all is comments. I want to know what it is that you like about these kind of videos, what it is you don't like, so that I can kind of go ahead and garner this more towards your all's taste. I got about 18 subscribers at the time of this video was made, and I'd like to get a ton more. I mean, the goal of this as a hobby is to become famous and make myself butt-ass rich. I can't do that without you all telling me what you want. So let me give you what you want. Alright guys, thanks a lot. Have fun.